So JuJu Watkins has a stunning performance and puts herself back in front seat of the Player of the Year as USC beats UCLA. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, Rob, I've been very careful what I've said about JuJu Watkins because I think she has tremendous potential. And I've even said she could be the GOAT of college and the WNBA. But that's potential-wise. She hasn't played up to that. Certainly, she's been a little bit disappointing this year. Even though she's played fairly well at times, she's been cold lately. In the last 4 games, she shot 4 for 25 for threes at 16%, and she only shot 30% from the field. And she's had 10 assists and 12 turnovers in the last 4 games. And she just hasn't shot well overall in general in her career. She's a volume shooter, but she's an excellent defender, as she showed last night. And she really probably put on the best performance of the year by any player in women's college basketball this year, considering the stakes and quality of the team and all that. What do you think, Rob?
Oh yeah, Mark. The game I kind of predicted that, and you got to give me props there. So I predicted that she would have a good game. I predicted that USC would win.
She had a great game.
And not good, yeah, great. And I also predicted that UCLA there was no more undefeated teams.
No, you said that in the beginning of the year, and I didn't question either of those when you said that. When you said there would be no undefeated teams, I didn't question that either. And then now there's not. Here's the problem: is that they try to make her into a generational talent and the best player of all time too early because they wanted to replace Caitlin Clark. And I think the pressure got to her. And now I think hopefully this game will make her relax and she'll play to her potential.
Yeah, I think this game was a breakout game for her. I think she kind of is, being that she's like I said, she's only a sophomore. And for her, she probably just finally got together and says, okay, let me forget about this. Let me go play my game. And she definitely did. She was the way she had stepped back on her threes and the way she was taking to the hoop. And then she was just having an all-around great game last night.
Right. I'm going to pull that up for people. But the expectations on her were just too high. Like they didn't call Caitlin Clark a generational talent until she dragged two teams that had 3- and 4-star recruits. She played with no 5-star recruits her entire career, and until she was 2-time Player of the Year. They're trying to turn JuJu Watkins into a generational talent before she's even won Player of the Year or a championship.
Yeah, that comparison thing really, like I said, bothers me. I mean, but they did. The only problem is going to have before we finish is that they're going to. She's probably going to win. I'm going to say right now she's going to win it, and the reason why she's going to win the College Player of the Year is because they already, just like they did A'ja Wilson, they already had her winning it. So for Hidalgo, she's got to finish out strong. Otherwise, it's just like with the championship boxers. Hidalgo's going to have a knockout in order for her to win the Player of the Year.
Right. Hidalgo had a poor shooting game yesterday. She did have 7 steals, but a poor shooting game yesterday, and she only scored 11 points. So that wasn't good timing for her, considering the game that JuJu Watkins has. And I'm putting this up on the screen. Everybody can see it. I hope I enlarged as much as I could. And look at these numbers. She played 39 points, 12 for 26. Better than she usually shoots. She shoots 43%, a little bit better than what she shoots. But she was 6 for 9 for threes. Her normal 80% from the free throw line. But she had 11 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a phenomenal 8 blocks. Only 3 turnovers, which wasn't bad because they probably keyed in on her, or they did key in on her. They didn't really double team her last night, which might have been something they should have done, considering, I don't know, Rob, I saw too many times that she had too much of an open look.
Well, yeah, she was coming off the screens, and then we're having the ball. The person that was guarding her was way too far off of her, on her. And then she has some nice moves. She has some really nice moves. Yeah, I would have tried to after she dropped like 25 points in the first half, I would have changed my game plan as far as the coach is just guarding her one-on-one because no one could stop her.
This Gabriel Jaquez was covering her to start out. She was a 6'0" junior, so she's got pretty good height. But she didn't play her tight enough, in my opinion. And then she didn't fight through the screens properly. Sometimes she went underneath them and things like that. So I think next game is going to be different. And Rob, they may play 4 times this year. And so we don't know what's going to happen. We know they're playing in a couple of weeks in UCLA. They're almost assuredly going to play each other in the Big Ten tournament, in the finals. And then they could meet again in the NCAA tournament. So this is just one of 3 or maybe one of 4. Kiki, I can't pronounce her last name, who plays for the USC Trojans. I think she's overrated, Rob. I'm sorry. I've seen her enough times that I just don't think she's as good as what people say she is. And she was 4 for 14 last night.
Well, she missed a lot of layups, Mark. She missed a lot of easy layups. I was like you. I'm not really too impressed. They had her also up there as far as player of the year too. I remember they were ranking her. I'm like, what?
She was ranked up pretty high, Rob.
Yeah, they had her up there too.
I just don't think she's as good as people thought she was. I don't know. She has less pressure on her because JuJu's on her team than when she was at Stanford. She should be better. So here's what it is by quarter. USC was up 24-15 right there. And at halftime, it was 38-35. But UCLA went nuts in the third quarter, 17-9, and they were actually up by 5 going into the fourth quarter. And then USC crushed them in the fourth quarter, up 24-8. And they were up by 2, and they outscored them 11-2 the last 13 points of the game. And that's how the game was
and
won.
The key factor of that, Mark, was because USC turned up the defense. And like I said, JuJu, she had like 3 block shots on Bettis. Not just, and she had a couple of block shots also on people driving to the basket. So USC's defense turned up, and that's what caused them to shut down UCLA and win the game.
So I pulled up this screen to want to show Lauren Betts. She was the favorite to win Player of the Year. Although going into this game, although I thought Hannah Hidalgo should have been. Lauren Betts was 5 for 13 with 8 for 9 at the free throw line. She did have 13 rebounds and 2 assists, but she had 4 turnovers and only 1 block. Considering her size and the magnitude of the game, I think people were hoping for more than that. Only 18 points.
Well, they were posting her up. She's a big girl. They were trying to post her up, and she made some nice shots, but she also missed some shots. But it seems to be. I haven't seen UCLA most of the year. They've been blowing out teams, but for this game, they didn't really impress me, especially with their shooting. Their 3-point shooting, if you look at the stats, their 3-point shooting was horrible.
Yeah, we're looking at it now. It's 15.4%, and and throwing 35% overall. Kiki Rice had a decent game. She threw in 15 points and 6 assists and 2 steals and a block, but that's not good. And then they also had 20 turnovers, Rob.
Yeah.
So down here, you'll see. I'll go to USC now. They only had 9 turnovers, so that seems to be the key to the game. And also, they shot 44% from threes. So those were the 2 keys right there. Rebounding was. They actually UCLA out rebounded them 45-35, as you can see here. So, yeah, that seems to be that's the key right there is the turnovers and the 3-point shooting. That was the key.
USC turned up the defense because they were. Like I said, they were smart. Yeah, USC turned up the defense. Unlike UCLA, they started doubling down on Betts when she made the pass, went inside to her. That's why JuJu helped out and had a couple of blocks on that. And then people were coming in and making a steal because unfortunately she was bringing the ball down, which you never should do as a big person.
I didn't research this, but on ESPN, they had a short video of JuJu's dominance. At the end, it said their odds went from plus something to minus something as the favorite. So I looked up yesterday, I did the research, and she was definitely 3rd overall. And I didn't look up other sources other than ESPN, but now supposedly she's 1st.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Still a few games left to be played, and they're going to play again 2 weeks in UCLA. And also, Hannah Hidalgo still has some games left to play, and so does Lauren Betts. They have some big games. So we'll see what happens in terms of Player of the Year. But JuJu was unbelievable last night, just unbelievable. Yeah. She was hitting everything, like the threes at least. And, she seemed to control the game.
Oh, she was having fun out there. She was, like I said, she has nice handles, and she was driving to the hoop. And she just had an overall, like I said, this is kind of like a coming out game, and she seemed a lot more relaxed the way she should be, and I was pretty impressed with her.
Well, if they would just lay off the comparisons and the overhype and let her relax, she'd be better off. I just think that's affecting her mentally, Rob. I think she has too much talent for how she's played and how she was shooting before this game. I think it was the press, the media, and some of the social media turning her into this perfect player before she is.
They're comparing to Michael Jordan. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, come on.
Let me give you some quotes, Rob. She's the Michael Jordan of women's basketball.
Right.
There's nothing she can't do. She's a generational talent. No, let her win Player of the Year before you call her generational talent.
Right, exactly.
Her freshman year wasn't any better than Caitlin Clark's. In fact, it wasn't as good as Caitlin Clark's, and no one called Caitlin Clark a generational talent after her freshman year.
Then, yeah.
I don't think they didn't even call Paige a generational talent her freshman year, and she won Player of the Year, the first freshman ever. So can we slow down with this, please?
Yeah, slow the roll.
Let the young woman play.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, let her play. Let her enjoy the game. Yeah, she's only a sophomore. She's young lady. So
this was a big game, and there's some other big matchups throughout the year that we'll cover. And Rob's happy because his predictions were right. And
I finally got something right. Yes.
We'll see what happens when they play again in a couple of weeks, and maybe we'll live stream that if it's. Let me see what channel it's on, because this was on Peacock. I didn't have Peacock. I had to watch it on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah, me too.
Did you have to do the same thing, Rob?
Yes.
Okay. So it's on Fox, Rob.
Okay, cool.
On March 1st at 9 o'clock. So that's Saturday night, March 1st at 9 o'clock on Fox. Maybe we can live stream that. Let us know what you think of JuJu's performance. Do you think that she should be Player of the Year at this moment? Or do you think she will be Player of the Year by the time the season's over with, that she'll end up establishing herself as the Player of the Year? Because right now I think it's a toss-up between the three. No matter what the odds are in terms of how they played, I think it's a toss-up.
Right.
I still give Hannah a slight edge for consistency, but we'll see what happens. If JuJu closes strong, she's going to win. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so let's know what you think about Player of the Year. Let us know what you think about her performance. Was it the best performance this year? Forget about the total number of points scored, but total overall with the 8 blocks and everything like that, and the importance of the game, was this best performance by any women's college basketball player this year? Is USC now established themselves as one of the clear favorites in the NCAA tournament? Is UCLA still the favorite? They weren't really a favorite. They still have South Carolina at least before their loss is the favorite. So let us know what you think about all those things in terms of who you think is going to win. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, why are you making Rob upset?
Come on, maybe lose my hair.
And Rob gets what he wants. Come on, he just gave me nice predictions for this game. And he got them all right. All right, cool. Anyways, hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. And please, we'll discuss all this on our live show. It's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. You can call for that show. So it's pretty cool. And if you want, you can donate to the channel. It's on Super Chats and Super Thanks, and there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.